Welcome to the Shred in 8 program. I'm super excited to get this going. So this is an amazing 60-day focus because in this time you're going to have so much more mental clarity. You're going to learn about yourself in a much better way when you've not got so many distractions. When you simplify your life in a disciplined format, the byproduct of all of this is that your work improves, your day-to-day well-being improves, your mood improves, hormones improve, and your life is just overall far better. It's improved massively. And the reason for that is because you're following the basic principles of a human being. I do not give you a nutrition plan. I give you a basic nutrition focus that a human being should be eating fundamentally. And when you know that, you realize that, oh wow, this isn't typically a diet. Today, I'm not going to go through the meal plan. I'm not going to go through the workouts, and I'm not going to go through, how much you need to walk, right? Those things are very simple. I have made an exact plan on what to eat. Simply, I've made the workouts are easy to follow. They're super simple, and everybody knows, you have to have a daily step count, right? So that's that, right? You know that, and you can read through that and understand what meals you need to eat. You can see the workouts you're doing. The way people get amazing results is the one key ingredient they miss is the consistency. Normally, the problem, I believe, is two things. People do have themselves to blame because they don't stick to it and they don't structure and organize themselves. So they're just hectic. The way one person does something is usually the way they do everything. The way they're hectic in something, usually they're all over the place with everything. So what I would do is make it so simple so you can easily follow the meals, right? You can easily follow the workouts. So by doing that, you're going to find yourself following the basic nutrition really easily, and the byproduct is you're going to have so much more clarity in your work and more clarity in your day-to-day life, and that's going to be much more simple for you. When you are on this journey, understand that you not going to say only have one shot at this, but you should use this time to finally just focus on getting in amazing shape, because it's an unbelievable feeling when you get into that great shape. And as I said, the journey is actually very freeing because discipline equals freedom, right? If you are disciplined on something, especially with nutrition, your training, etc., you're going to have so much more freedom with your mind, with your day, and what you'll find is those principles will come along with it. If you are following a principle of nutrition that you cannot stick to, which is sometimes what's happened to people, they end up just giving up, right? So they end up giving up in a way in where you're following something that's unachievable. And that can be to blame someone giving you that advice because you're just all over the place. You're finding it really hard to follow because it's a little bit unachievable. You're having to weigh everything. You're having to do so many principles, and it kind of takes over your life. The way that we teach is that we teach you in a way that you can follow something that's so basic, enjoyable, and sustainable. And when you do that, the only person left to blame is you, right? Or me if I'm following it, right? Is that I can't say that, I can't follow the food, I'm too busy, because it's so simple. And I can't say, it's not that, tasty, because you're eating the right foods, right? Eating high quality, really, good quality meat, great fruit, and it's amazing, right? Like it's an amazing way to eat. And we've still, even on the meal plans, given you those even variations. For people that want a little bit more variation, we've even given that if you feel like you're able to do it. But again, keeping the meals very simple and animal-based, so very, very like high-protein animal-based foods. So at this point, the only type person that kind of has to take responsibility is you, right? So you need to realize that, okay, this time around, for this 60 days, I'm going to stick to this. The main principle that I want to go through here is saying no to a lot of things, learning that you cannot just go and do the things you were doing in the past, because that's created is the way you are now. If you keep doing the same things you did before, you're going to end up with the same result as you did before, right? So you need to learn to say no to certain subjects, right? If you've got friends that are going out for dinner, on a Tuesday night, and you know that you're also going out on Saturday, you need to pick one. You can't just do it all. You can't just be like, I'm missing out, it's Sally's birthday. I mean, Sally's going to have a birthday next time. She'll be fine, right? She's not 10 years old, right? But my point is that or if you do need to go to that birthday, or you need to do a certain event, pick one a week. You don't need to go to everything. And if you are going to everything, just eat before you go, to an event, and then you're fine. If you're really, really busy and it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon and you can't eat till 3 o'clock, just eat at 3 o'clock. Don't overwhelm yourself, right? You need to have discipline in these focus like this. I've made it so simple to the point where I'm trying to reduce as much discipline as I possibly can for you, but there has to be an absolute minimum on where you have to be able to have boundaries on saying no to things and having like a little bit of organization. And that takes me on to my last point, is organization. If you're not organized, you're not got the shopping done, you're not going to bed on time, you're just not going to get the results you want. You're going to fail, all right? You're literally going to fail. Just do the basics of going to sleep on time, training, and eating the right nutrition. If you follow those principles, you're going to end up in insane shape, like you can't even imagine. So, as I mentioned, make sure that you are structured and organized. Your energy in a day, if you look at it on a percentage basis, if it's 5% you focus on your nutrition and your training and 95% on your social life and work, you're literally never going to feel good. And the funny thing is, when you change those percentages of, let's say, 25% of your health and nutrition, etc., the work that you do and your relationships with people is so much better. Like substantially, you end up getting promoted in work, making more money, growing your business. Why? Because your brain's functioning at the capacity that it should. And that's where the people they don't understand. They say things like, "Oh, I'm just so busy. I'm so busy, I can't get the work done because I can't do the nutrition correct because I'm running around." No, you're running around because you're unorganized and you've been doing that for such long periods of time. You feel that that's normal and you're justifying it to yourself that it's the right thing to do. The most successful people in the world, when you meet them, are calm, collected, structured, and they can be extremely wealthy and they have massive businesses. So it's not the fact is that you are busy, it's you're unorganized. And that's for everyone, right? There's levels to it. You just need to get better. Even for myself, I can be I'm organized and I'm getting a little bit more organized and getting more structured as time goes on because I'm always improving. So, but some people are a really, really basic point with this. And they're going, as I said, they're going to bed too late. They're not getting the work done they should. They don't have the food in the house, which is no excuse. You can literally deliver on InstaShop or a delivery service of the food to your door. I mean, if you can't go to the supermarket, which is still ridiculous because all the food's laid out for you. It's not like I'm telling you to go and hunt a chicken or hunt something, right? You know what I mean? You've literally got everything there. It's in a simple process. So that's it. You just need to structure your diary. A little tip is put everything in your diary. Put your day-to-day life of if you really need to do this. I have a different schedule. I don't really need to do it like this, but if you do, schedule in the nutrition to be sent to the door and make sure you know what days you're training on the app or in the gym. That's it. That's literally it. If you do those principles, you're going to have all the food that you're ready to eat in front of you, so it's easy, and you're going to have your training schedule on track. And everything else, once those are done, will be positively impacted. As I said, your life will scale up in a much, much better way because you have these things structured first. Whereas what most people do wrong is they end up thinking, "Oh, I'll just put all my energy into my work and then I'll grow my business. And then once I do that, I'll then go back to my health." And it never works. It never works. You never really get back to your health, or you end up giving yourself permanent damage, or you end up getting overweight, or you end up with just being inefficient and stressed at work all the time. You can change that around and you can progress. I've worked with some of the most successful people out there, and they follow these structures and principles. So now you know that, and if you are somebody who is trying to grow their business, or they're trying to get better at work, or they're trying to be a better mother, or whatever that is, look after yourself, put your structures of your training and your nutrition first, and as a byproduct, everything else will follow. Myself and Josh have given you the basic principles of training and nutrition. That's all you need to follow. We've given you a guide, we've sent it to the group. Now that is there, you just need to be organized. You need to not be shopping at 8 p.m. at night on a Sunday. If you do those things, you're going to fail. You need to be organized and making that priority, and everything else will become far more less stressful. You'll enjoy it so much more, and the journey is going to be so much easier, and it's going to give you a far better quality of life. So I'm super excited to see the before and after pictures in this journey, the results we're going to get as a team and as a community. So super excited. Any questions, as always, drop them on the app, drop them on the group, and let's work together and get the best results for each other.